Continuing on now, we're going to add a baby dragon object to the game. This little baby dragon is going to be another object that gets shot out of the boss's mouth. And unlike the demon that comes out of the boss's mouth, the baby dragon is going to be a good character, and the goal for the player is going to be to catch those baby dragons, to save them. And then if they kill a baby dragon, they're going to lose points, but if they rescue the baby dragon, they're going to gain points. So let's go ahead and create that now. Going to create a new object following our naming scheme. We'll call this one obj_baby. Select the baby sprite. Then we need to have some events and actions similar to what we had when we created the demon. So we're going to have a create event, and for the create event we'll add a move fixed, and for the move fixed we're going to go to the left just like we did with the demon, and we'll set the speed to 8. And we're going to have an outside room event. It goes to other and outside room. And then we're going to destroy the instance. So that when the baby dragon, if it reaches the left-hand side of the screen and goes out, then it will disappear. Now we're going to add a collision event. And it's going to be when we collide with the fireball. And when it collides with the fireball, we will destroy it. So the idea will be that if your dragon shoots a fireball and the fireball hits the baby dragon, then the baby dragon will be destroyed, which is something we want to avoid. But when that happens, we're going to include another action, which is going to be a set score action. So we'll go to our score tab and we'll set the score, and we're going to subtract points because we want to punish the player essentially for killing the cute little baby dragon. So I'm going to take off 300 points. You can take off whatever you want. Remember to choose relative so that it will subtract those points from whatever the current score is for the player. We're going to add another collision event. This is going to be an event that occurs when the baby dragon collides with the big dragon. And when the baby dragon collides with the big dragon, again, we're going to destroy the baby dragon. But this time we're going to add points to it. We're going to add 500 points, at least in my case, clicking relative again. You can choose to add as many points as you want. Alright, so we've got that set up. Now we need to make it so that the boss will randomly release baby dragons just like it randomly releases demons. So this is exactly the same kind of events and actions that we used for those demons. So I'm going to reopen my boss object, and I'm going to take a look at my step event, and I'm just going to add another action. It's going to be another test action, just like we did before. And that's going to be the test chance action inside the step event. So we see we've got this one test action. We're going to add another one. And let's make the baby dragons appear less frequently. So I'm going to give 100 sides to our dice. And then we're going to have a new create instance, just like we did before, that will occur randomly 1 out of 100 times. And what we're going to randomly create is our cute little baby dragon. We're going to have the position set to relative so that it's going to appear wherever our demon is. Okay, and we'll say OK. At this point, click OK again. I'll save my file and let's give it a test to see if our baby dragons are appearing the way we like them to. Let's take a look. Alright, so quickly gonna... Oh, I've lost so fast. Alright. So I've got I caught a little baby dragon. Let's see. Kill these guys, catch these guys, and you'll see I get lots and lots of points as these, yikes, as these are created. And then if I'm attacked by the demons, then I lose the game. Alright, so everything's working the way it should so far. Let's continue on. Doesn't look very attractive yet. We need to add some background image to make the game look better. And we'll go ahead and add some sounds too. It has no sound right now. First, let's create a background. So come up to your toolbar and click on the Create Background icon. Then let's choose our image. This time our image is going to be not located in the same position as when we did our first assignment, because the images and objects for this game are coming from the CD-ROM that came with the book, or if you don't have the CD-ROM, you'll find the images and objects in a zip file up on the Blackboard site, and you can save them to your local computer wherever you like. In my case, I have put all of the images and sounds that I need for my Dragon game onto the root directory on my C drive. So here it is. I've got it in Dragon Items, and here are all those images. So I'm going to select the background image and say OK. I need to give a name to the background, so I'll call it back_cave. And say OK. I'm going to open up my room and select the background tab and then choose my background image. And there it is. Let's expand this out a little so it's easier for you to see. Okay. Now I've got my background image. And let's add some background music as well. So I'm going to come up and do create a sound from the toolbar, and I'll call it sound_music. This is going to be music that plays in the background. Going back into my root directory, which is where I've got things stored, I'll go into my Dragon Items folder and choose the music file and say OK. Alright, so I've got some nice sound. Now let's add some sound to the boss object. So I'm going to open up the boss object. And let's see, what are we going to do for our boss object? I'm going to open up my create event, which I've already got open. Then I'm going to add a play sound action here. And for that sound, I'll select the music sound. So this is the sound that's going to be playing throughout the game, or at least throughout this level. And in order to make it actually play within the game, I need to attach it to an object that appears in that level or in that room. And so in this case, I attach it to the boss object, which appears throughout the game. I'm also going to loop the sound because it's something that's going to be playing throughout the whole game. Alright, say OK. I'm going to save that and I'll give it a test. Ooh, got some nice music playing in the background here. I've got my background showing up well. That's good. Alright, so everything seems to be working fine. Let's close out of there and we'll continue on. We've got our background music playing. It would be nice to have some sound effects going as well, so let's do that. I'm going to create another new sound, and I'll call this one Sound Demon. And then I'll go back into my load sounds and I'll choose the demon sound file and say OK. Then I'm going to attach that sound to the demon object. And let's do this. Let's open up our collision event. Let's do the collision with the fireball. We'll open up that one. And I'm going to add a new event, which is going to be the play sound event. And then I'm going to choose that demon sound. This time I'll leave the loop set to false because I just want it to play one time. So how is this going to work exactly? So we've taken the demon sound effect and we've attached it to our demon object, and then we've attached it to the collision event, specifically the collision with the fireball. So what will happen in the game is if the fireball from our dragon hits the demon, then the demon is going to make this sound effect, which is basically its death sound effect. Alright, so that's we've got sort of the initial main set of all of our game elements in place. Let's test it out one more time, and then we'll continue on to some of our work around adding other exciting elements like a GUI, a start menu, and so on. Alright. I lose so quickly I don't have time to show it off here. Alright, let's see. Oh, one of my good guys. You can see, it'd be nice to have some sounds that go with our little baby dragons too, so we'll see what we can do about that. Okay, so far so good. We'll continue on. What we'll do in the last section of this initial making of our game is to add that sound effect for the baby dragon as well. So we're just going to repeat what we just did a minute ago. We'll create a new sound. Close this down. I'll create a new sound, and we're going to call the sound underscore baby. We'll load the baby sound and say OK, and say OK here. Then we're going to open up our baby object, and we'll hit the collision event, again the fireball event, and we'll add in a play sound here, and we'll choose our baby sound, leaving the loop false. Say OK, save the whole thing, OK here, and we'll test it out to make sure everything's working correctly. Hit something so I can see if the sound works. Okay. Oh, and I get such a sad little sound if I shoot the baby dragon. Alright, so we've got all of our main gameplay pieces in place. We'll continue on adding those other elements, the GUI and the game menu and so on.